What is up, everybody? Hope we're all doing well. Welcome back to more CSGO news here at Esports Talk. Today we talk about sustainability in the Counter-Strike scene, brought to us by a great interview done by Decay. I will link the full thing down below. A great read-through, as I'm only touching on a small part, that being Cloud9 and their losses in the Counter-Strike scene. And I know right when I say that, the jokes are going to come out. I've made my jokes about this as well, but to Cloud9's point, it's not only them who are losing money in this game, and it could spell a worrisome future, especially when Cloud9's very own president comes forward about the sustainability inside Counter-Strike and all of these franchise leagues. If they don't work out, we could be in a bit of trouble. So, you know, it kind of freaked me out reading through this. And again, a great read through. If you guys do want to read it through, it will be linked down below. But here is Cloud9's president, his first statement when he was asked about sustainability in Counter-Strike and why so many people are still entering the scene, even though teams like Cloud9 are now very public about losing money with the esport. Why are so many more people getting involved? And his answer, it made kind of sense, right? They actually trust this franchise league system. They trust it as a long-term investment. So as we see more teams, more organizations, more bigwig investors entering Counter-Strike because of these franchise leagues brought to us by ESL and Faceit and Blast Pro and others as well, they see it as a long-term investment. And I would agree with him on that context, because I think we likely compare it to the NBA, the NFL, the MLB. These investors probably see it just as that. In the future, if it is esports, this small investment now could be worth reaping the gigantic rewards in the future. So yes, you might lose money for a few years or for many years in the beginning, but if it becomes the next NFL or MLB or NBA, it becomes a worthwhile investment. And that's why we see more and more teams like Cloud9 actually trust the system. And he also goes on to state himself, that's why Cloud9 is still in Counter-Strike. Despite all of this, they love Counter-Strike, they live for Counter-Strike and believe in its future. And that's why, even though they are losing a lot of money being inside CS, they will keep going, at least for the time being. Another worrying statement he did make as well, and I'm sure you guys have seen quotes about this, he makes sure to mention they are losing more money on Counter-Strike than they are with R6. They are making more money, vice versa statement, they are making more money from their Rainbow Six team than they are from their Counter-Strike team. Although my first combatant of that is, well, yeah, your Cloud9 roster has not done anything since they've won the major, and along with that, you've made the most roster changes of any team in esports, or any team, I should say, in CSGO since 2018. You look at the list on screen, you got 22 players plus their current roster, the former ATK boys, and Mixwell signed. That's nearly, I guess, inactive, but that's nearly 30 transactions or roster moves or acquirings or selling and moving of players in just 2 years. There is no other top tier organization in CS who has done that. And they also further go on to state their actual numbers and their range of losses anywhere from $1 to $2 million per year in Counter-Strike. This is the kind of Decay material I love, so again, give him some love, guys. It's a great read-through, but the fact that Cloud9, despite all of this, is only losing $1 to $2 million per year in CS, I'm astounded by that. You look towards other teams out there, and they also go on to challenge any other top team out there to show their financials and prove that they aren't losing similar amounts. The fact that Cloud9 is losing similar amounts to other top 20 teams, and they've made that many changes, honestly, that's pretty impressive. Yes, of course, the players they acquire for a short period of time, they often can sell elsewhere, but that's still pretty impressive. I think of any team out there on the top of my head that can actually prove them wrong, that was formerly in the top 20, you maybe look towards the old LG roster back towards 2016. The only reason they made money that year is because they sold what became the best known and the most well-known, historically speaking, Brazilian roster in Counter-Strike history. So, and then you look towards 2018, LG was profitable as an overall organization, likely lost money still in Counter-Strike because the main source of their revenue for 2018 as an organization was Fortnite. Then you look towards as well the number one example out there, Astralis, also releasing their financials. By the way, yes, they're losing even more money overall than Cloud9 is, and then probably a majority of that going towards their Counter-Strike fees as well, as they pay those gigantic salaries to those players. Anywhere between, I believe, around $3 million is what the operating loss currently is for Astralis this past year. So a lot of the teams out there, yes, they are losing money in similar amounts to Cloud9, and so it does begin to get a bit worrisome if I read this through correctly, because Cloud9's very own president makes sure to mention during that Rainbow Six statement, you know, CS, you know, all this money, all these investors' money, if they cannot prove it sometime soon with these franchise leagues, if Counter-Strike cannot prove to be sustainable at all in its current state, that money will go elsewhere. Yes, they have investor money. They have big money coming in right now to try and solve those issues. If these issues cannot be solved with franchise leagues, he makes sure to state that money will go elsewhere where it is sustainable. They're only in Counter-Strike because they believe currently in the future, but at some point in time, they will reach that breaking point where they can't continue to lose 1 to 2 million per year in a game that will not ever be sustainable, or at least seem so. And so after all of this, guys, it's kind of crazy to state, yes, Cloud9 have made their mismanagements inside Counter-Strike, but many teams are still losing money, and unless we can actually find a profitable, sustainable format for Counter-Strike in its future as an esport, it will not last. I'm not scared about that coming anytime soon, but it's certainly, the long-term plan. If these franchise leagues really screw things up, we can run into some very big issues that other esports, we've been blaming them for a long time, and Counter-Strike's been avoiding, and now they're being brought to light by Cloud9 president as well, discussing how much they are losing in this scene. As always, what do you guys think about this? Some pretty crazy stories, again, brought to us by Decay. And next time, hope you guys all enjoy breaking down esports gaming stories here every single day, all day long. Until then, take care.